Ladies and gentlemen, who is leaking government secrets to Rigathi Gachagua?
So when Gachagua tells you that there is a looming possibility of theft, please pay attention.
Yeah.
Because he's been there. Gachagua has been a deal. There is no one within the former government structure before the 2010 constitution. DOs and PCs were very important.
They are the center of things.
Yes. So when he tells you something is going to happen, you better listen. And especially around theft, because Gachagua has been accused of theft here and there. So he might have knowledge of one, two. Say, Apa Ruto. And the other day when he was speaking to Trevor, he told Trevor, we've been in these things. We know them. So allow me, believe me when I say, you might not understand how it will be done. But that's how it's supposed to be. You are not supposed to understand. Just know it will be done.
We all know that Rigathi Gachagua is a truthful man. But he can't be that accurate every time. There must be someone somewhere feeding him with the information.
Anasema hii mafuta hata ikipanda anapata faida. So in the next 3-4 weeks mafuta itapanda na zaidi ya 40 shillings kuendelea mbele. So na ikipanda fare itapanda. Kila kitu itapanda. Sasa wewe William Ruto umetajirika. Sasa hii utajiri mingi ni ya nini? Si umeumiza sisi ya kutosha. Tafadhali tosheka na ile umepata. Hiyo inatosha wewe. Sasa hii ya mafuta umesema iongezwe hata ifike pesa ngapi? Wewe ujali. So that is the problem.
In this video, I want to talk about two things. Number one, I want to reveal who could be leaking this information to Rigathi Gachagua. And then number two, why this information which Rigathi Gachagua is holding is dangerous for William Ruto's survival in 2027. First of all, let us try and figure out who could be leaking this information to Rigathi Gachagua, because they're always accurate.
If you look at this decision to sell Kenya Pipeline is valued at 600 billion. It's being sold for 100 billion, you know? And the valuation has not included land in Mombasa that is worth about 40 billion. And this company is being bought by a Nigerian who is an in-law to President William Ruto. And that I know because I was there. And I had refused when the matter was brought to the cabinet committee that I chaired.
But first of all, let us begin by looking at who could be leaking this information to Rigathi Gachagua. Because there is no way Rigathi Gachagua can just be getting this classified information and very accurate. Number one, it could be government officials who are not happy with the government. For example, there's a time Rigathi Gachagua leaked some information about some business dealings. And if you studied that information, you realize that, you know, Kenyans were going to lose a lot of money. And probably this is why these government officials are leaking this information. They're not happy with whatever is happening. So there could be people who are in government and not happy. Number two, you can't rule out the possibility of Rigathi Gachagua sympathizers in this government. And because they are sympathizers, if they see anything which can aid Rigathi Gachagua in his pursuit, they give to him. That is how Raila Odinga survived, politically speaking, for a very long time. And of course, I know that Mount Kenya produced the president between 2002 up to 2022. That's a very long time. So they have their people in strategic government places, including the NIS, this ministry. They are everywhere. And there's no way William Ruto can shed them off, can remove them off at once. So these people are the ones who are giving Rigathi Gachagua this information. Because remember, our politics is tribal. And some of these appointments are actually also based on tribe. And importantly, which is my third point, is that there could be internal wars within government. Government is fighting within itself. If you take, for example, the Ministry of Energy, previously that was dominated by Mount Kenya. William Ruto came, he changed everything. But some of those people are still there. So there's still that internal war. And in most cases, in case there's internal war, people leak classified information. But the fact that Rigathi Gachagua can continue to get this kind of classified information is dangerous for Ruto. Because I remember in the last election, Dennis Itumbi would get very classified information. Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga would meet with their team. But even before they finished their meeting, Itumbi would always tweet about what was discussed there. So which means they were able to plant their people around the government. So it could be possible that William Ruto has been infiltrated and Rigathi Gachagua now has advantage. And how is this going to affect William Ruto? Let me explain. Number one, it's going to expose the rigging schemes. You see, for you to rig elections, it's a process. The Kim's kit has to be procured, the appointments. But if Rigathi is able to access this kind of classified information, it means that they'll be able to actually get access to classified information on how William Ruto is planning to rig. And this is going to help the opposition because they'll be now able to thwart all those attempts. You see, Raila was able to do those before he joined Uhuru Kenyatta. But when Raila Odinga joined Uhuru Kenyatta, what happened was that now William Ruto was able to penetrate Uhuru Kenyatta's team. And some of these people were fronted to help Raila and Amolo Odinga. So Raila had his team, Uhuru brought his team. So in a team where you are meeting, someone just switched on his recorder and it will be connected. So you guys are busy. Raila was busy discussing the strategy they were getting. I fear this is going to happen to William Ruto. If he's planning to Rigathi is going to penetrate that system. And it's going to be very, very difficult. I'm waiting for Rigathi and the team to address the media later today, especially on this particular issue of fuel. Because if William Ruto is not careful, this fuel thing is going to bring him down. Unless a miracle is going to happen. So that's number one. Number two, with this information, because information is normally power, Rigathi will be able to counter any move by President Ruto. Have you ever wondered why Rigathi Gachagua is always emboldened? Rigathi speaks with authority. He's even daring the DCI to arrest him because he's sure of what he's talking about.
Sisi tulifanya makosa na munisamehe. Tulikuwa natafuta kiongozi tukachagua mfanyabiashara. Huyu sasa amenyang'anya wa biashara wote biashara Kenya. Ako kwa kila sekta ya biashara. One, ameingia manufacturing. Ako na kampuni mbili, manufacturing steel. Amenunua Baburi Cement. Amenunua kampuni ya tiles. Na ndio ameweka very heavy tax on imported tiles. Ndio kampuni yake iuze tiles yote katika Jamhuri ya Kenya. Chuma, simiti na tiles. Ndio anasukumia sisi affordable housing kwa sababu ndio anauza chuma na simiti na tiles. Wafanyabiashara wote walikuwa manufacturing ya cement, steel, tiles, amewaua. Ametoka hapo ameingilia medical business. Saa hii anajenga, anataka kuchukua Nairobi Hospital. Ile hospitali ya kifahari. Jana, all the board members of Nairobi Hospital wamekamatwa. Wamekuwa wakisukumwa wabadilishe sheria ndio Kasongo achukue Nairobi Hospital, wakakataa.
And as long as you have information, you can always counter any move. And that is the only thing which, in my view, should worry William Ruto. That Rigathi has information on what he's planning to do, and therefore is every time is ready to counter those moves. And number three, this is very important. If Rigathi Gachagua wanted to launch anti-William Ruto campaign in the Republic of Kenya today, he will do it. The only problem with Rigathi Gachagua is that most people have not really embraced him because of his tribal-based politics. But he can really launch a serious anti-William Ruto's campaign based on this kind of information. I'm sure Rigathi is going to be explosive today. His press conference is going to be explosive. That's something I'm 100% sure about. But Sustaining it is the problem. But if Rigathi just wanted to launch RUTO'S, Anti-Ruto's campaign, he can do it because he has all the information. Everything Ruto is planning, Rigathi has. And importantly, propaganda. You see, in political propaganda, you don't need to lie. You just need a bit of the truth. As long as you get a bit of the truth, you are home and dry. And Ruto is now giving Rigathi Gachagua all this. I'm 100% sure that by the time we are going for an election, Rigathi shall have really crafted serious propaganda machine against Ruto. Remember, Rigathi told the Kenyans fuel is going to increase. He told the Kenyans that SHA is going to collapse in 6 months. Kenyans now believe him. And that's dangerous for Ruto. Kenyans will now start believing whatever Rigathi is telling them. And lastly, it's going to frustrate William Ruto's programs in the country. If you are the president and everything you are doing, your opponent has advantage of information. So it simply means that they'll be able now to really frustrate the progress. If Ruto wants to do this, Rigathi has information, he will leak. He will leak. And that's how he will be able to stop, in my view, William Ruto's programs. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.